Language: Structure, Development, Thinking, and Language by Brandon Pisani, Tyler Trotter, and Lexus Myers. Language: Languages are spoken, written, or signed words, and the way that we combine them to communicate meaning. Humans have thought language places us superior to all other animals. Noam Chomsky once said, "When we study the human language, we are approaching what some might call the human essence, the quality of minds that the qualities of mind that are, so far as we know, unique to humans." Language structure. Phonemes are language's basic unit of sound. For example, the CH, A, and T sounds in the word chat. English uses about 40 phonemes. Morphemes are the elementary unit of meaning. For example, prefixes and suffixes such as pre in preview, or the ed in the past tense words like talked. Grammar is a system of rules that enables us to communicate with and understand others. Works closely with syntax, rules for combining words into grammatical, sensible sentences, and semantics, which are rules by which we derive meaning, and morphemes and the study of meaning. Activity 1. Using what you've already learned and had programmed into your mind for years. Try working on the phonemes and morphemes in these tongue twisters on the next slide. Language development. Timing varies for everyone, but all children follow the same steps in language development. At around 4 months of age, babies enter the babbling stage. This means that at this time, infants randomly and sporadically babble a myriad of sounds. At around 10 months, infant's babbling stage will contain sounds solely found in the language of the household the infant is developing in. For example, if a child is growing in a household that only speaks English, then the baby will start babbling sounds in English that are commonly used around the house, like mommy or toy. By the 1-year mark, most children enter the one-word stage. Self-explanatory. The one-word stage will transform into a two-word stage before finally transitioning into speaking complete sentences around 2 years of age. Remember Unit 4, Sensation and Perception? Language development in childhood is what perception draws upon when decoding passages like the one you're about to see. Here is the introduction to Star Wars. Try reading it to yourself. And on the right is the actual text. You'll see that it is much easier to read than you may have thought. Thinking and language. How do we learn language? B.F. Skinner, a behaviorist, proposed that we learn language by principles of association, such as sights of things, the sounds of words, imitation of words and syntax illustrated by others, and reinforcement, like praise after saying something right. Noam Chomsky counters Skinner's theory with his own theory, that we're born with a language acquisition device that preps us to learn language and supplies us with universal grammar that can be used to learn specific languages. Psychology draws from both of the men's views. Children's genes design complicated brain wiring that preps them to learn language as they interact with the people around them. Skinner's emphasis on our learning helps explain how infants acquire their language as they interact with people, while Chomsky's emphasis on our innate language acquisition device that helps us learn grammar rules aids in explaining why preschoolers can acquire language and utilize grammar so well. Childhood is a super important period for learning spoken and sign language. How are language and thinking related? Benjamin Whorf proposed that language determines the way we think. Whorf hypothesizes language is determined by thought. To say this is too strong. Language influences thought rather than determines it. Different languages contain different ways of thinking, and being able to speak more than one language can enhance the way a person thinks. Words convey ideas, but do ideas sometimes precede words? The answer is yes. Humans frequently think in images. For example, when turning on the cold water in a bathroom, we often produce a mental picture of how to do it. We think in images when we use our implicit or non-declarative procedural memory, which is our unconscious memory system for motor and cognitive skills, and classical and operantly conditioned associations. Thinking in images increases skills when mentally rehearsing for events in the future. In summary, thinking affects our language, which then affects our thought. Thanks for watching. The PowerPoint presentation was by Lexus. The special effects were by Tyler. Activity 1 was by Brandon, and Activity 2 was by Tyler.